It's time to refinish this mid-century modern 9-drawer dresser. I almost didn't get this dresser. When I saw it for sale on Facebook Marketplace, I messaged the seller and he said he was in talks with someone. I sent him another message letting him know that I lived nearby and could pick it up right away. After my third message letting him know how serious I was about this dresser, he finally said, well, if you can come right now, you can have it. So I hopped in my car and went and picked it up for $60.
Whoa.
I had some help cleaning it from a carpenter bee that seemed to be pretty curious about what I was doing, but we finally agreed that we could just get along and leave each other alone. Cleaning's always critical, so I know what I need to do to repair. This thing was really in beautiful shape, and I probably could have just done something like restore a finish or just touched up a few scratches. But what fun would that be? So I took out the drawers, and like I do with all vintage pieces, I numbered them. I put a 1 right, 2 right, 3 right, 1 middle, 2 middle, 3 middle. Hey, found a nickel. Already making money on this flip. But as I was saying, I always number them because they tend to want to fit into the drawers in a very particular order. And then I gave it a really good cleaning. Part of the reason I like to clean the inside at the very beginning is to make sure that there's no smells of pets or cigarette smoke, and this piece was super clean. I started out to see if I could remove the existing finish with a little bit of acetone that I had. If you've seen my videos, you know that I'm a fan of using acetone as a quick way to remove old finish from vintage furniture. I lay down some paper towel, pour the acetone on, and let it sit just for a short amount of time. You don't want it to dry because it will get sticky. So I kind of just watch the paper towel when I can tell that it's thoroughly absorbed, then I'll start rubbing it off. In this case, it took the shine off of the piece of furniture, but it really didn't get down in and remove that entire top coat. Since I had a little bit more in my container, I went ahead and gave it another try, and then just continued to use it to clean up the surface. So you can see it's taking off some of the old top coat, but it's not getting down to the bare wood like it usually does. So this isn't going to be the best technique for this piece. I tried my carbide scraper and I had some luck where I had softened the finish with acetone, but the areas that I hadn't softened were really hard to get off, and it was going to take a lot of work, and I was worried that I would scratch the thin veneer. So after a little bit of time with my carbide scraper, I realized I was going to have to switch and use a chemical stripper, which I'm not a big fan of chemical strippers. Cleaned up my mess using an old Amazon cardboard box that I had in my garage. Sometimes when it's just dust, I'll use my leaf blower, but when there's big chunks like this, I really don't want to spray this into my yard. So now I'm putting on a layer of Green Ease. It is a chemical stripper, but it is one of the ones that says it's a little bit more environmentally friendly. It's soy-based, it doesn't have a strong odor, and it's safe to use around people and pets. I still use gloves and my respirator when I'm working with this. Once I had a nice layer on, I covered it with plastic wrap because it is pretty warm here in Arizona, pushed out the air bubbles, and now it needs to sit for about an hour. While it was sitting, I took my orbital sander and 120 grit sandpaper and started sanding down the veneer on the drawer fronts. I found that the drawers and sides of dressers typically have a much easier to remove finish than the tops do. And that was the case with this set. It came off nice and easy with just one pass of the sander. Then I just got some clean water to wipe off the dust. And all in all, these drawers are in fantastic condition. There was only one little tiny chip in one of the drawers, small enough that I'm actually not even going to bother to replace the veneer. It's very tiny. Whoever had this took really good care of it. The people that I bought it from got it from a friend who was a realtor, and this was left in a home. Checking my stripper to see if it's ready, and it's not quite ready yet, so we're going to let that sit some more while we take the old finish off of the sides. This is much easier to do when I flip it on its side and I'm not holding the sander horizontally or vertically like this. But since I was multitasking and still had the stripper on, I had to keep the dresser in an upright position. So some of it's starting to come off, but it's still just really, really stubborn. At least I'm making some progress. I'm showing more of the stripping process than I usually do, just because I want to give you guys an idea of how long it actually takes to do this, and how sometimes I have to use different techniques in order to completely remove the old finish without damaging the wood. Vintage furniture typically has a very thin veneer over a less expensive type of wood, and it's so easy to damage that veneer, sand through it, scratch it, chip it off on the edges. You just have to be really careful. I decided to go ahead and use a little bit more of the stripper. It was working, but let me tell you, it was a process. And one thing that I hadn't really counted on was the area that I had removed the finish with acetone and then scraped down to the bare wood right in the middle of the dresser there. The stripper has made that wood darken, so I'm really hoping after I give it a sanding and let it dry for a day that dark area goes away. Fingers crossed. I'm just going over it one time with 120 grit sandpaper to get the remaining finish off, being very, very careful around the edges not to burn through the veneer. Then I grabbed my little hand sander to start working on the edges. What I found was the edges of the two sides and the top of the dresser were covered in the same wood veneer. However, the frame holding the drawers in place was painted a brownish paint that was made to look like wood, but it was covering a much cheaper wood that doesn't have that gorgeous wood tone when it's wet. So unfortunately, I'm either going to be in the situation of having to use multiple types of stains, such as a water or oil-based stain on the body of the dresser and then a gel-based stain on the drawer areas, or paint the drawer boxes. Here's what it looks like when I had that first layer done. Next day, after everything had dried real well, I went over it very gently with my hand sander. This time I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper. That's the recommended grit for the product that I'm using on this dresser. I'm using a product by Osmo. It is a wood wax that has a transparent stain. I'm using the color oak, which is not, of course, what this original finish is, but I think it's going to complement the wood tones and maybe tone down the red just a tad. So I sanded it, blew off the dust, cleaned it really well, and then decided I wanted to work on this little area right here where it looked like it might be a cigarette burn or some type of a burn. So I'm using a high grit sanding pad and just very, very gently trying to sand some of that dark area away. I don't want to leave a divot, so I'm not sanding too hard, but I'm hoping that I can reduce the area, and then once I get the stain on, just very gently go over it with some color correcting wood paint. I think it helped a little bit. It seems to be a little bit lighter than it was before. And it's still a little bit indented, but not bad. So I'm testing the product on one of the drawers first, because when I opened it, it's this really disgusting brownish green color. It's kind of a poopy brown. So I wasn't too sure, but I trusted the reviews that I've read online and the Osmo website, and I went ahead and moved forward with it. This is supposed to add just a little bit of color, and the product is really supposed to seep into the wood to condition and seal it. So rather than sitting on top of it like a polyacrylic does, this soaks into the wood and leaves a hard wax finish. It said to use 1 coat for more of a matte finish and 2 coats for a satin finish. So I'm just using a little chip brush. As soon as I got it on there, I then removed it with this lint-free towel. And thank goodness that icky green color is going away as soon as I take it off, and that gorgeous wood tone's shining through. Then I went ahead and tried it on the side next. I was still a little bit nervous to put it on the top of the dresser until I'd worked with it a little bit more. But I had the same results as the drawer. It went on really easily, wiped off nice and smooth, and left a really pretty finish. I just used what was on my towel to do the side of it. Okay, here we go with the top. Now, this is probably agonizing to watch because I grabbed just a little tiny chip brush to test on the drawer. And then once I saw that it was working and that I liked it, I just kept going with that little tiny chip brush. I never bothered to go into my garage and get a larger brush. So it took me quite a while to get an entire coat across the top of it. But lucky for you, I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to watch it. It really is a disgusting color coming out of the can. Thank goodness, that's not the color that it stays once it's wiped away. By the time I finished the top, it was time to wipe it back off because I didn't want the product to dry. So I just immediately went and started wiping it off and rubbing it into the wood. This is the first time I've used this product. I will put the information in the video description. I'm using it because it was on sale at my local woodworking store and I decided to give it a try. Here's what the color looks like the next day. I'm going to go ahead and remove a couple of these drawers and start working on the drawer boxes. Because I didn't want to try to match this other type of wood to get the same color, I went ahead and grabbed this black paint. This is Tricorn Black by Sherwin-Williams. It is a super deep dark black and it goes on beautifully with a brush. It self-levels just really nicely. And I have this little brush here that I picked up. I was at the Arizona Transfer Summit, an annual conference that I love to go to every year. And for centerpieces this past year, they had paintbrushes. So I'm friends with the coordinator of the conference, so I asked her if I could take some of her centerpieces, and she gladly sent me home with a bunch of paintbrushes. So this dresser is in part sponsored by the Arizona Transfer Summit. But seriously, these brushes do a great job of getting just the right amount of paint and getting into those tight corners on these drawer boxes. I'm going to frame out each of the drawers so that when the drawer is in place, you won't see any of the bare wood. You'll just see the black. I love hand painting like this. While sprayers are fantastic for doing large areas, there's just something so therapeutic and satisfying about hand painting. It didn't take me very long to do the entire frame, and this paint is fantastic. Usually the first coat of black is really ugly and splotchy, but you can see even through the camera how nicely this goes on. I think I'll be able to get away with just doing 2 coats of this. Okay, so the next day I'm coming back in with a high grit sandpaper pad. I think this is a 400 grit, and I'm just doing a very gentle sanding across the top. Clean it really well to get all of the dust off of it. And then I'm going to touch up this little area here now that I know what color the wood is. I'm just using my wood paints. I always start with kind of a lighter color, and then I'll add bits of darker color to kind of blend it into the existing grain around the area. It's never perfect, but it's always good enough to kind of fool the eye, so you almost have to know where to look to see it once I'm done. Then I did my second coat of the Osmo oil. Such a gross color. But it is pretty once you rub it off. And it does give a really nice, soft sheen. While everything's drying, it's a good time to go ahead and line the drawers. So I'm using some green botanical paper, and I'm going to go ahead and do all 9 drawers. So I'm just going to measure, cut, and repeat 9 times. Give the drawers another cleaning before I put the paper in. Now, there was no maker's mark on this particular piece of furniture, but there was some numbers on the back of it, and I did a Google search, and Google came back and said, based on the number pattern, that this is likely a dresser manufactured by Lane Furniture. I believe that could be true because the quality of this is just amazing. I mean, you know, thinking about how old this is, look at the construction on the drawers. They have the dovetail joints on the fronts and the backs. The bottoms are solid. It's just really a beautiful piece of furniture. I'm using a nice botanical print to line the drawers, give it a little bit of whimsy, and prepare it for individuals to put their clothing or other items. I just press it in place and then use my razor knife to cut off any excess. There we go. So here is the dresser that I picked up. Really in beautiful shape. Just a few cosmetic things that needed to be fixed. A few scratches and an area that maybe was a cigarette burn or a stain. And here's what it looks like now. This is not a dramatic furniture before and after reveal. However, I think that touch of black just makes it a really fun and striking mid-century modern piece that I have no doubt will find a new home very quickly. This is Carmen. Thanks for watching.